Hey everybody, let's continue our journey down the Kinki no Goku, aka the Forbidden Abyss, with Floor 2. Floor 2 features Shibai as the boss, and again, the elemental effectiveness, don't forget, is increased for the stage. This stage is a little bit more simpler in terms of gimmicks. Really, you only have to worry about damage walls. The drone produced damage walls will do 15k each, and Muramasa in the stage will do 30k. So you're going to want to make sure you can handle damage walls. If you're a little bit scared about your gauge shots, perhaps consider picking monsters that have it on the main and or using the helper item that will guarantee you hitting the gauge shot. Now, my team for this stage features Lucifer, 3 of them. Of course, getting super null damage wall means she will power herself up anytime she hits the damage wall first, and of course barrier will just help tank some damage that way. My friend slot is Gulliver, and why Gulliver is awesome is that he has the Samurai Slayer M on the main ability, which means his bump combo will also take advantage of that Slayer. And damage wall is on the gauge, but what's actually really useful with Gulliver is he does have the command strike shot as well. One more thing about Lucy, as you know, her sub bump combo is a defense down blast. That's going to come in really handy with the stage because let's take a look at how the stage works. Well, first of all the big numbers equals death. So that samurai guy on the top left, his big number was about to hit 0. That would have meant bye-bye to the stage and a waste of 35 stam. Kondo Isami is probably going to be the key to this stage. He is that yellow dude in the middle. Basically, everybody except Kondo Isami will defense up themselves. So you're not going to be able to do damage. However, as you can see, Kondo Isami will go into counter mode. If you're able to hit him, he will defense down everybody. Now that's why Lucy here is going to be super useful, because Lucy, or Lucifer, let's call her by her real name in Japan, her sub-bomb combo is that defense down. So as long as you're close enough to a monster, you can actually do direct damage to it without having to go to hit Kondo Isami first, which can prove to be super helpful. Now, as you saw there, the green skull will rearrange the stage, and they will rearrange it in such a way where the Muramasas are positioned in a good position. If you kill Muramasa before they move, the bomb that they throw with that purple skull will actually miss. So you're going to want to make sure you do it while after they move, such that they can actually do their maximum damage. Now you saw I kind of got unlucky there. My Lucy does have a knockout berry, which I refuse to replace. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of odd. Well, I mean, it makes sense that it disables the skull, but for more often than not, it kind of hurts, but whatever. But as you can see right there, Gulliver having that Samurai Slayer M comes in super handy. You're able to do so much damage on these little samurai minions, and they are the troublemakers on the stage, to be honest. Their countdown to death is only 5 turns, which is actually crazy tiny. Luckily we're able to get that choke point in there, but this is actually really bad. You do not want to kill him with the knockout there, because if you don't move Shibai out, that weak point, as you can see on the left, is not going to be exposed, and you're going to have a lot of trouble. Luckily, I was able to get that active. I'm not sure how that worked because he was knocked out, but it was only active for 1 turn. I don't know, whatever. But as you can see, you can kind of do a mini loop hit in between those blocks to do major damage. You can also wedge yourself behind Shibai to do major damage. But the important thing is to make sure that you hit Kondo Isami first so that you get that defense down acting. As you can see, we're barely able to do anything to Shibai there because we weren't able to defense down him before doing any damage. But you know, other than that, this is actually a pretty straightforward quest, at least compared to all the other stages, I feel like. It is a little bit annoying that you have to hit Kondo Isami first to do damage in case you don't have the Lucy's to activate the defense down. Oh, Gulliver should be able to KO Shibai there. Yep, absolutely. And the other important thing is that just Kondo Isami's sort of attack actually hurts a lot. And if you have a lot of monsters around Kondo Isami, you're gonna be in for a bad time. So do take care about that. But the it is a straightforward quest. You know, take out the samurai minions with the blue skulls so that you can rearrange the stage. Try to avoid killing the Muramasas as much as possible until you're able to take out those sword minions. Make sure you go hitting Kondo Isami first, then dealing damage, or have somebody with a large bump combo like Lucy with that double energy circle so that you can activate its counter mode. And just stay away from Kondo Isami. Once you do that, Shibai becomes exposed. And that's what happens if you kill the Muramasa before they move, right? That bomb is thrown, but it'll completely miss. And that actually could make or break your success on this stage, because that is a source of a good amount of damage, and unless you're able to maximize your damage output against Shibai, that is one of the easier ways to end your run on this stage. As you can see, the blocks can be a little unforgiving, especially if you have a bunch of bounce types. Gulliver, you know, I'm gonna rely on him to be able to, you know, do major damage. And again, you know, gauge your timing for the strike shot. This would be, at this point, I am almost certainly gonna use at least one of Lucy's strike shot, maybe two if it's not good enough, right? I'm hoping, you know, one of the Lucy's will cross each other so that that defense down happens. And it did. Also hit Kondo Isami, so it worked out. Also got lucky with a knockout on Shibai. That's actually a good knockout. I don't know, I really like the knockout berry. It's kind of unfortunate that so many gimmicks rely on that cross skull gimmick so that it renders the knockout berry a little bit ineffective. But whatever. The boss sequence is no different. Actually, it's actually more imperative that you keep those Muramasas alive, such that you are able to get that damage output on the boss rather than it completely missing. So take out those samurai minions on the top. Again, taking care if you have that knockout. And just, you know, always keep it in your mind that you need to hit Kondo Isami to defense down some monsters. And pay attention to those big numbers. So whether it's the Muramasa or the samurai minions, that big number will mean death, and that's bad news, right? So should be able to take out. Yep, so the Muramasas will rearrange themselves into a better position. And now that they're in the better position, Shibai also peeks up from the bottom of the map, and all weak points are active, and if you kill Muramasa, those bombs will hit Shibai, which is key. Probably just wanted to, you know, make sure the Muramasas were killed. Again, 3 turns left, kind of iffy, plus having to kill the boss in 4 turns was a little bit scary. So like I said on the first video, always err towards spending your strike shots rather than dying with them in your pocket. That is the worst way you can end a stage. If you feel like you're gonna die, or you're gonna die in a few turns, just use it. Alright, final stage. Nothing different. There's only 2 gauges on the boss, I think that was. So, taking out the minions first, get those green skulls active. That'll allow you to deal damage to the Muramasas. Muramasas will whittle down Shibai's health. And good. So yeah. Of course, you know, that situation on the bottom right is kind of what is really scary. Like I said, Kondo Isami's sword attack hurts a lot, so having too many monsters in that area can lead to, you know, a lot of HP just disappearing magically. So luckily Gulliver's strike shot is up, so we can move everybody that he touches. And luckily the Muramasas didn't die. The samurai minion did die, so we can maximize damage against Shibai now. And we're just one turn away from using Lucy's strike shot, which everybody loves, right? Ooh. And so we'll use Lucy's strike shot. Here we go. And we're able to take out the other Muramasa without knocking him out, dealing even more damage with that defense down. And we get the "you're almost done" music. And, well, hopefully you get that pinch against the wall. You can do major damage, especially if the weak point's in your favor there. Gulliver also, that Slayer doing... Okay, maybe it didn't do its work like I thought it would, but luckily that Lucy there gets her strike shot up, and that basically guarantees a win against Shibai there. So yeah, out of the Abyss stages, I would say it is on the easier side for sure, but keep the tips on the right in mind as you run this stage. Big numbers will always equal death. They will always defense up themselves, so make sure you are able to hit the counter mode of Kondo Isami so that you can deal a lot of damage. Don't stay too close to him because it hurts. Green Skulls will move the stage around so that the Muramasas, when you kill them, will throw bombs at the boss so that you can do major damage to the boss. Alright, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Next up is floor 3. So until then, bye bye.